Brendan Rodgers, the Leicester manager, has been sacked. West Ham are currently leading Southampton. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Goal Line. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to The Goal Line. So I'm gonna start off with Brendan Rodgers. This is courtesy of BBC Sport app. It says there that Leicester City sacked their manager after 4 years in charge. It says here that Brendan Rodgers has previously managed Watford, Reading, Swansea, Liverpool and Celtic. It says Leicester City have sacked manager Brendan Rodgers following a 5th defeat in 6 Premier League matches. As we know, the hugely successful manager. But it says the Foxes dropped into the relegation place with a 2-1 defeat by Crystal Palace yesterday. Before I carry on, I do apologise that the goal line is late this week. Yesterday was a very, very busy day. Had so much on with so little time, and I just did not have any time for the goal line yesterday. But I'm free today, so I hope that you would accept my apologies for that. But getting back to what I was saying about that, it says Rodgers was appointed in February 2019, led the club to its first FA Cup triumph in 2021. A statement by the chairman said performance and results this season have been, quote, below our shared expectations, unquote. Also, it says here that he basically the inevitable, they're not getting the results they want, and obviously we're getting to the end when it comes up to May. So obviously they want to get the best out of the, I think it's 9 or 10 games they've got remaining, just to, it says here, there has now been 12 managerial departures in the Premier League this season. 12! That is crazy. It says here, Rodgers led Leicester to consecutive 5th place finishes in his first 2 full seasons as Fox's boss, as well as beating Chelsea to lift the FA Cup in 2021. My thoughts on this are, I don't think they've been harsh. I think that if you're not delivering expectations, a bit like David Moyes with West Ham, if you're not producing results, I mean, I don't know why David Moyes has not been sacked from West Ham, but going to Leicester, they need results. They need expectation. Leicester should not be going down to Championship. It's gonna come down to that if results are not met. I just don't know how. I just don't know who would be best to replace Brendan Rodgers at Leicester. Maybe Big Sam Allardyce. He's a very good manager. Maybe I'm just putting names out there. Maybe Steven Gerrard might take over. I don't know. Who knows? I think maybe Sol Campbell. He left Burton after he felt that he had done all he could do. Maybe John Floyd Hasselbank. Who knows? It's going to be a guessing game until we actually know what's what. So, I mean, that only came 38 minutes ago, according to the app. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. I think that they made the right decision. However, I do wish him every future success. Yeah, so the next story is that currently going at the moment is West Ham and Southampton, and West Ham are winning 1-0, which will lift them into the table, like out of the relegation zone. I'm going to do the results from yesterday, guys, because some of you might not know what they are, so I'm going to go through the results now. So yesterday, starting the Premier League, the early afternoon kickoff was Man City 4, Liverpool 1. Then Arsenal 4, Leeds 1, Bournemouth 2, Fulham 1, Brighton 3, Brentford 3, Crystal Palace 2, Leicester 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Wolves 1, and get this, the late night kickoff, Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 2. First half goal. Let me just. I think Watkins and Emmett Ginn. So Watkins was in the 18th minute. Emmett Ginn was 56, assisted by Ramsey. So yeah, that was that. If you want to know the Scottish Premiership, I'll just chuck it out there. Hibernian 1, Motherwell 3, Kilmarnock 2, Hearts 1, Rangers 2, Dundee 0, St Johnstone 0, Aberdeen 1, and St Mirren 3, Livingston 0. There was one FA Women's Super League, Brighton Women 0, Man United Women 4. Let's go into the EFL Championship now. Luton 2, Watford 0, Preston 3, Blackpool 1, Birmingham 1, Blackburn 1, Bristol City 1, Reading 1, Cardiff 2, Swansea 3, Coventry 0, Stoke 4, Huddersfield 4, Middlesbrough 2, that was a shocker. Holland Rotherham was a 0-0 draw, along with West Brom and Millwall. Norwich 0, Sheffield United 1, and Wigan 1, QPR 0. League 1, Barnsley 5, Morecambe 0, Charlton 6, Shrewsbury 0. Cheltenham and Burton was a 0-0. Derby 0, Ipswich 2, Fleetwood and Exeter was 2-2, Peterborough United, Oxford United was 0-0, Port Vale 0, Cambridge 2, Portsmouth 1, Forest Green 0, Sheffield Wednesday and Lincoln City was a 1-1, which is quite shocking, I think. Wheels are starting to come off on Sheffield Wednesday slightly, and Wycombe and MK Dons was a 2-2. League 2 is Bradford 3, Grimsby 2, Wimbledon 0, Rochdale 1, Barrow 2, Gillingham 1, Colchester Newport was a 0-0, Doncaster 0, Crewe 2, Hartlepool 2, Swindon 1, Leyton Orient 1, Carlisle 0, Mansfield 4, Crawley 1, Northampton, Stevenage, and Walsall and Sutton United were both 1-1s. Going on to the National League, Bromley 4, Solihull Moors 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Dorking 2, Maidenhead and Chesterfield was a 0-0, Mayfair United 0, Bournemouth 4, Scunthorpe 0, Torquay 1, Willstone versus Aldershot was a match postponed, they had a waterlogged pitch, Wrexham 5, Oldham 1, and Yeovil 0, Southend 2. Go to National League North, Flyde 3, Brackley Town 0, Telford 0, Peterborough 1, Alfredton 2, Leamington 0, Banbury United 0, and Blythe Spartans 0, Buxton 2, Spuddingmore Town 1, Chorley 0, Kings Lynn 1, Curzon Ashton, Bradford Park Avenue 0-0, Darlington 1, Chester 2, Farsley Celtic 0, Kidderminster 1, Hereford 1, Boston United 1, Kettering Town 1, Scarborough 1, Southport 0, Gloucestershire City 1. Finally, into National League South, Braintree 1, Dover 3. Cheshunt versus Chelmsford is a waterlogged pitch, match postponed. Chippenham Town 1, St Albans 1. Concord Rangers and Hamilton Waterlooville. That's a match postponed, but it says other, so I'm not sure what that's about. Dartford 4, Dulwich Hamlet 0. Farnborough and Worthing was a match postponed, waterlogged pitch. Hill Hempstead 1, Slough Town 1. Hungerford Town, Bar City was a match postponed, waterlogged pitch. Oxford City 4, Tunbridge 0, Taunton Town 0, Ebbsfleet 1, Welling and Hampton and Richmond matchless boned other, and Weymouth 0, Eastbourne 1. If you want to know the FA Trophy results, it's Altrincham 1, Halifax 1, but Halifax Town win 3-2 on penalties, and it was Gateshead 3, Barnet 3, but Gateshead win 4-1 on penalties. So that's the results from yesterday. Currently, as I said, West Ham 1, Southampton 0 still, and Newcastle Man United are at 4:30. In the Scottish Premiership, Celtic beat Ross County 2-0. There's FA Women's Super League going on. Arsenal women beat Man City women 2-1, and Everton women beat Tottenham women 2-1. Leicester City women are 1-0 up on Reading women. West Ham versus Liverpool women, and Aston Villa and Chelsea women. West Ham and Liverpool's 5 o'clock. Aston Villa and Chelsea is 6:45 tonight. In the EFL Trophy currently it's Bolton 2, Plymouth 0. So yeah, that's what's going on at the moment. So when we look at the tables, Arsenal, after their 4-1 victory over Leeds, remain at the top. They are 8 points in front of Man City, who are second, Man United third, Tottenham fourth, Newcastle 5, Brighton 6th, Brentford 7th, Liverpool 8th, Aston Villa 9th, after their shot beating Chelsea last night. Fulham dropped to 10th, Chelsea are 11th, Crystal Palace are 12th, Wolves are 13. Because West Ham are currently winning, they have been lifted to 14th. Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth and Leeds. Nottingham Forest 15th, Bournemouth 16th, 17th, Leeds 17th. They drop, and Everton and Leicester are 18th and 19th respectively. And Southampton are still rooted to the bottom of the table. Let's have a quick look at the Championship, just so we're clear on everything. Burnley are still at the top. They are 11 points in front of second place Sheffield United. Middlesbrough remaining third. Luton 4th. Millwall 5th. Blackburn 6th. Norwich 7th, Coventry 8th, West Brom 9th, Preston 10th, Watford 11th, Sunderland, after they held Burnley to a draw 0-0 on Friday night, they are 12th, Stoke 13th, Bristol City 14th, 15th Swansea, 16th Birmingham, 17th Hull, 18th Reading, 19th QPR, 20th Rotherham, 21st Cardiff, and in the drop zone as Huddersfield, Blackpool and Wigan, 22, 23, 24 respectively. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all the tables. You can obviously find the tables on Google, or of course the BBC app or the red button. So that's gonna do it for today, guys, for the goal line. Again, apologies for the lateness of the goal line this week. I will try and sort that out for next week, so it's a Saturday night as usual, unless things change. I'm just trying to find if there's any sort of... I was saying there that the Southampton are pushing for an equaliser against West Ham. Let's hope they don't. No, I'm only joking. Let's hope that it's a good victory. They're all just... it says here, just a quick thing, Graham Potter says that I take responsibility, but Chelsea, quote, must stick, unquote, with Graham Potter. That's all that's going on in football at the moment. Don't forget to keep your eye on the Papa John's Trophy with Bolton, Plymouth, and West Ham, Southampton, and don't forget there's Newcastle versus Man United at 4:30. That should be a quite good one. And yeah, that's going to do it for the goal line, guys. As always, want to thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure as always, and I will see you very soon with another edition of the goal line. Until then, guys, take care. Thanks, guys.